Now he had to go through Samaria. That's John chapter 4, verse 4. That's all it says. And it's definitely not the longest sentence in the Bible, right? And it could also be one of the most uninspiring. Could be. Unless we believe that God is perfect, and therefore every single word he says is perfect too, right? Here's a good time to ask yourself a question. Why are you watching this video? I'm making this video because I want to draw closer to God, and I want us to experience this story together. Drawing closer to God is why God gave us his word, right? And so I think we're on the right track. Since every word that God says is perfect, we have to believe that the Holy Spirit wanted us to know that Jesus walked through Samaria. And since he doesn't mention any other province between Judea and Galilee, Samaria specifically. But why? Why? Samaria wasn't the ghetto, it wasn't the slum, and it wasn't a major city like Jerusalem, but it was a province that rebelled against and disowned Israel. It was an immoral, promiscuous, godless place filled with self-seeking people who worshipped only themselves. So a lot like our world today, honestly, right? Because of this, Samaria was also a place most Jewish people avoided at all costs. As a matter of fact, if a Jewish person had to travel somewhere that led him through or around Samaria, they would plan an extra day of travel just to avoid the place. Keeping in mind what we learned about Jesus' growing popularity in verses 1 through 3, right? It's interesting to see that Jesus goes through this place that even most regular Jewish people avoided. That's why John takes all of verse 4 to point out that Jesus went through Samaria. Might seem like a little detail at first, right? But I hope we're starting to see how Jesus was not avoiding Samaria when everyone else was. And what's this mean to us? I think it means that God does not see the world as we do. I think it means that he's not afraid of going places many people are. Jesus was not afraid to get involved with dirty and messy people. And because God says he never changes, Jesus is not afraid to get involved with dirty and messy people today either. By going through Samaria, Jesus is making God accessible to sinners, to rebels, to the outcasts. Jesus going through Samaria is God showing that he pursues sinners. Guys, everyone else may have given up on Samaria, but not God. Religious people refused to put their feet in the city, but not God. Average people walked around this place, but not God. There are areas in my heart, and if you're anything like me, areas in your heart too that are a lot like Samaria. Maybe memories or difficult past experiences that we try to avoid because of our guilt or shame, and others avoid them too, but Jesus doesn't. Jesus is not afraid of the messy parts of our hearts, guys. If we allow Jesus into these areas of our lives, I really believe that his love will heal and transform us from the broken and lost condition that these parts of our hearts are in. After all, Jesus came for the broken and for the lost.